Welcome to Popcorn Time. In the past decade, the gaming industry has seen remarkable achievements, but it's also faced its share of monumental failures. Today, we're counting down the top 18 video game fails of the decade. These are the releases that, despite high expectations, fell flat, leaving players disappointed and developers scrambling. Let's dive into the most notorious gaming blunders of recent years. Number 18. Lawbreakers. Developed by Boss Key Productions under the leadership of industry veteran Cliff Bleszinski, Lawbreakers aim to revolutionize the first-person shooter genre with its gravity-defying mechanics and fast-paced gameplay. Despite receiving positive reviews for its innovative design and mechanics, the game struggled to attract a substantial player base in a market saturated with established titles. The inability to establish a unique identity and differentiate itself from competitors contributed to its downfall. The closure of its servers in 2018 marked the end of Boss Key Productions, underscoring the high stakes involved in game development and the challenges of launching a new IP in a competitive landscape. Number 17. Mighty No. 9 Feet. Touted as the spiritual successor to the beloved Mega Man series, Mighty No. 9 Feet garnered significant attention during its Kickstarter campaign, raising over $4 million from enthusiastic backers. However, the project faced numerous challenges, including multiple delays, underwhelming graphics, and uninspired gameplay that failed to live up to the high expectations set during its funding phase. Backers felt betrayed, and the game's release became a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of crowdfunding in the gaming industry. The situation highlighted the importance of managing backer expectations, transparent communication, and delivering on promises made during crowdfunding campaigns. Number 16. Battleborn. Released by Gearbox Software, Battleborn was a unique blend of multiplayer online battle arena, MOBA, and first-person shooter elements. Unfortunately, its launch coincided with Blizzard's Overwatch, a highly anticipated and well-received hero shooter that quickly dominated the market. Despite its innovative gameplay and diverse character roster, Battleborn struggled to capture a significant audience, leading to a rapid decline in its player base. The game's failure underscored the importance of timing in game releases and the challenges of competing against well-established franchises. It also highlighted the difficulties of introducing new intellectual properties in a saturated market, where even well-designed games can falter without effective marketing and community engagement. Number 15. No Man's Sky. Launch. No Man's Sky promised an expansive universe with limitless exploration, boasting over 18 quintillion procedurally generated planets. At launch in 2016, players found many advertised features missing, leading to widespread disappointment and criticism. The game's developers, Hello Games, faced significant backlash for the perceived discrepancies between pre-release marketing and the final product. However, to their credit, subsequent updates have transformed the game, turning initial failure into a redemption story. The game's journey from disappointment to acclaim highlights the potential for post-launch support to salvage a troubled release. It also underscores the importance of managing player expectations and the value of perseverance in game development. Number 14. Mass Effect. Andromeda. As a continuation of the beloved Mass Effect series, Andromeda faced high expectations from fans and critics alike. Unfortunately, upon its 2017 release, the game was plagued with technical glitches, awkward animations, and a lackluster narrative that failed to capture the depth and complexity of its predecessors. The backlash was significant, leading to halted DLC plans and a re-evaluation of the franchise's future. The game's shortcomings underscored the importance of thorough quality assurance and the risks of deviating from established storytelling formulas. It also highlighted the challenges of living up to a beloved franchise's legacy and the necessity of maintaining high standards in both narrative and technical execution. Number 13. The Culling 2. Attempting to capitalize on the burgeoning Battle Royale craze, The Culling 2 was released in 2018 to immediate criticism. The game lacked innovation and failed to attract players, leading to its servers being shut down just days after launch. The developers eventually reverted focus to the original game, acknowledging their missteps and attempting to rebuild trust with their community. The game's rapid failure highlighted the dangers of rushing to capitalize on gaming trends without sufficient innovation or quality. It also underscored the importance of understanding and meeting player expectations, as well as the necessity of thorough market research and product testing before release. Number 12. Star Wars Battlefront 2. While Star Wars Battlefront 2 boasted impressive visuals and faithfully recreated the Star Wars universe, it became infamous for its controversial implementation of loot boxes. Players discovered that essential characters and upgrades were locked behind randomized loot crates, leading to accusations of a pay-to-win model. The backlash was swift and severe, with the gaming community expressing outrage over the perceived monetization tactics. The controversy sparked widespread discussions about microtransactions in gaming, leading to changes in the game's progression system and influencing industry practices. The incident underscored the importance of balancing monetization strategies with player satisfaction and the potential backlash against perceived greed in the gaming industry. It also highlighted the power of player feedback in shaping game development practices. Number 11. Duke Nukem Forever. After an infamously prolonged development period spanning over a decade, Duke Nukem Forever was met with disappointment upon release. Critics and players alike panned its outdated humor, clunky mechanics, and lackluster design, marking it as a significant letdown in gaming history. The game's failure highlighted the risks of extended development cycles and the challenges of meeting evolving player expectations. It also underscored the importance of adapting to industry advancements and the dangers of relying solely on nostalgia to drive a game's success. Number 10. Fallout 76. Bethesda's Fallout 76 was anticipated as an exciting online expansion of the beloved franchise. However, the game launched with numerous bugs, performance issues, and a lack of NPCs, leading to a world that felt empty and unengaging. The backlash was swift, with players expressing their dissatisfaction over the game's state and the perceived lack of content. Bethesda's response included numerous patches and updates, but the initial damage to the game's reputation was significant. The controversy surrounding Fallout 76 serves as a stark reminder of the importance of delivering a polished and content-rich experience, especially for a franchise with such a dedicated fan base. Number 9. SimCity. The reboot of the classic city-building franchise SimCity was highly anticipated. However, its always-online requirement led to server issues that rendered the game unplayable for many at launch. Additionally, players criticized the limited city sizes and lack of depth compared to previous installments. The controversy highlighted the pitfalls of DRM policies and the importance of delivering a complete experience to consumers. The game's failure underscored the necessity of understanding player needs and the risks associated with implementing restrictive digital rights management strategies. Number 8. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. The Tony Hawk series was once synonymous with skateboarding video games, delivering exhilarating experiences that captured the sport's essence. However, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 failed to uphold this legacy. Released in 2015, the game was riddled with technical issues, including rampant bugs and glitches that severely impacted gameplay. players reported inconsistent physics, poor graphics, and a lack of polish that made the game feel unfinished. The disappointment was palpable among longtime fans who had eagerly awaited the title. Critics were equally unimpressed, with many citing it as a significant blemish on the franchise's storied history. The game's failure underscored the importance of quality assurance and the risks of releasing a product before it's ready. Number 7. Ride to Hell Retribution. Ride to Hell Retribution is often cited as one of the worst games ever made. Released in 2013, it was plagued by a myriad of issues, including poor graphics, terrible voice acting, and a plethora of bugs. The gameplay was criticized for being repetitive and unengaging, and the storyline was deemed nonsensical and offensive. The game's portrayal of women and the inclusion of awkward, unnecessary adult content further alienated players and critics alike. The overwhelmingly negative reception led to its frequent listing among the most significant gaming failures of the decade. Number 6. Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric. As part of an attempt to reboot the iconic Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric was released in 2014. Unfortunately, the game was met with overwhelmingly negative reviews. Critics and players alike panned its numerous bugs and glitches, poor graphics and level design, oversimplified gameplay, and subpar writing. On Metacritic, the game holds an aggregate score of 32 out of 100 from 28 critic reviews. The game's failure was a significant setback for the franchise, highlighting the challenges of modernizing classic characters and gameplay for contemporary audiences. Number 5. Aliens: Colonial Marines. Aliens: Colonial Marines was highly anticipated by fans of the franchise, promising an immersive experience in the iconic universe. However, upon release, players were met with subpar graphics, poor AI, and a lackluster story. The game failed to deliver on its promises, leading to widespread criticism and disappointment among the gaming community. The discrepancies between pre-release demos and the final product led to accusations of false advertising, resulting in a class action lawsuit against the developers. The game's failure serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of overpromising and under-delivering in the gaming industry. Number 4. Anthem. BioWare's Anthem was hyped as a groundbreaking online multiplayer experience. However, technical issues, a lack of content, and repetitive gameplay marred its launch. Despite initial sales success, player engagement dwindled rapidly, and planned overhauls were eventually cancelled, leaving Anthem as a stark reminder of unmet expectations. The game's failure highlighted the challenges of developing live service games and the importance of delivering a complete and polished experience at launch. It also underscored the risks of deviating from a studio's established strengths. Number 3. Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 was one of the most anticipated games of the decade, promising a vast open-world experience set in a dystopian future. However, upon its release in December 2020, players encountered numerous bugs, performance issues, and unfulfilled promises, especially on last-generation consoles. The backlash was swift, leading to refunds being offered and the game being temporarily removed from the PlayStation Store. Despite these setbacks, CD Projekt Red committed to addressing the issues, releasing multiple patches and updates over time. The game's troubled launch serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of releasing a product before it's ready and the importance of managing player expectations. Number 2. Redfall. Developed by Arcane Studios, Redfall was marketed as an open-world co-op shooter set in a town overrun by vampires. Released in 2023, the game was met with criticism for its lackluster graphics, uninspired gameplay, and numerous technical issues. Players reported a lack of depth, repetitive missions, and a world that felt empty and unengaging. The game's failure highlighted the challenges studios face when deviating from their established strengths and the importance of thorough playtesting and quality assurance. Number 1. Concord. Sony's Concord was launched on August 23, 2024, after 8 years of development. Despite the lengthy development period, the game failed to attract a significant player base, peaking at only 697 concurrent players on launch day. Critics pointed to the game's lack of innovation, high price point, and poor marketing as key factors in its failure. Additionally, the game's character design and perceived woke elements sparked controversy on social media. In response to the poor reception, Sony decided to take the game offline and offer full refunds to players, marking one of the most significant flops in gaming history. The closure of Firewalk Studios, the developer behind Concord, underscored the high stakes involved in game development and the challenges of meeting player expectations in a saturated market. As we've seen, even the most anticipated titles can falter, leaving players disheartened and developers facing backlash. These failures serve as important lessons in the gaming industry, highlighting the critical importance of quality assurance, honest marketing, and delivering on promises. While some games have managed to redeem themselves through post-launch support, others remain cautionary tales of what can go wrong. As gamers, it's essential to approach new releases with both excitement and a critical eye, remembering that not all that glitters is gold. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the most significant gaming failures of the decade. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Popcorn Time, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, happy gaming!